2015 was a rather exciting and complicated year of Smash Brothers for me. It was the mark, well, I'd say probably the beginning of my Smash 4 career since the game came out in very late 2014, but Smash 4 kind of took a big step into my life in 2015. The reason why Smash 4 was so important was because it was a chance at, starting over in a sense, as to where in Brawl, back in my Brawl days, I mained a character that people didn't respect, enjoy watching, and sort of the stigma that DeBuzz has on himself and his playstyle with Rosalina, I was kind of that way in Brawl, and it sucked because you mained one of the best characters in the game. Character wasn't exciting to watch for most people, so people normally didn't want you to win. They didn't have to know you as a person or anything, but simply because you played a certain character, the stigma of the character often attached itself to you, and that's what you became. You became the boring player or the player to cheer against, things like that. Contrary to popular belief, many Smash 4 players who have started in the Smash 4 community don't know that. They don't know the history of us Brawl veterans, so it would be hard to imagine maybe that someone like me would be often seen as a bad guy. But I wasn't seen as a bad guy, I guess, because I was still a good person. Similar, DeBuzz is still a good person too, of course, but people didn't really, they didn't like ice climbers. And so I had to kind of step back and think to myself, in Smash 4, I don't want this to happen. And I didn't purposely do that. The cool thing is, well, sort of sucks too, ice climbers are taken out of the game completely. And I had no choice but to play another character. So of course I stuck with my tried and true, Fox, and then Ness. I could play him in this game, so I wanted to play him. And then down the line I played Pikachu. 3 exciting characters with very unique fan bases. People enjoy watching them. NAKAT goes from ice climber player, Snorefest, to exciting player to watch. And that was good because I loved the attention. I loved being able to interact with people more so now because they enjoyed who I played and they wanted to get to know me more. Well, at least most people. And it was great. But the price of having lots of fans also comes with, some negatives, because not everybody's gonna like you. Some people might not like you generally for no good reason. And there's nothing you can do but accept that instead of trying to win everybody over. So generally, towards the later end of the year, I received lots of negative feedback in a sense because I wasn't attending locals that much. I would still go to the really big tournaments like regionals and nationals, but locals I just didn't go to. And I ended up having a really bad showing at CEO and Evo because before that I was on fire. I was doing amazing, and that all kind of went down the toilet after my first bad performance at CEO because I didn't make it out of pools at that tournament. And that had a huge impact on me as well because I hadn't ever sank in pools since I was a new player in Brawl. And so the late year of 2015 was kind of rough because I was dealing with a lot of emotional stress outside of the game. Like CEO I wasn't supposed to go to personally because I felt like I wasn't in the right mental state to do so. I had a lot going on, and while I can't share the details personally because I don't find it fit for me to do so, it was a lot. And I had a repeat of the same performance at Evo, a tournament that was really important to me, like really important to me. And that just made me be even harder on myself after that, more critical, to the point where, the stress got so deep and big that I felt like I needed a break from continuously attending events all the time. And so I did just that. I stopped going to locals altogether and really focused on going to just the bigger events, things like that, and working on my brand, something to keep me busy while I try to handle things in my outside life. But the criticism that sometimes I'm still met with to this day, even Esam spoke about it in his video once, it's kind of rough, because the stigma of those 2 events haven't left me. But even if I've done something after that, like, you know, my performance at SmashCon or Smash the Record, you know, after those two events, and the things I've done before that have seemed to all kind of vanished in a sense. And it hurts because it's like you put in a lot of work and effort into things, and you know, your mistakes will outweigh your biggest accomplishments. And honestly, you know, it's not fair, because sometimes I feel like that maybe, you know, with the way the community is, because Brawl, we were kind of big, but not that big, not like Smash 4 or Melee or anything. So the community is more in like the spotlight now. We're esport, and so with that, you know, we have more spectators, and people just, the attention sometimes got overwhelming, because I always put my first foot forward to helping other people, especially newer people, try to improve their game while I was working on my own. But the moment, you know, I messed up and did bad, like, I just got actually bodied. And it sucked because I saw MVD go through the same thing with his 2 performances, maybe 3, I think it's 2 though. But, you know, instantly I went on Twitter and comforted him, because he receives backlash too, even to this day now. And, you know, Niatono actually had a really bad performance at EVO. Surprisingly, you know, someone we thought that was gonna possibly make top 8 didn't make it past round 1 pools. But, you know, I just went on Twitter, probably didn't understand what I said, but I tweeted out some nice things to him too, because I understand the pain of that happening. And I feel like sometimes people lose sight of players being humans too, with actual things outside of the video game that they need to focus on. So the beginning of 2015, great. Amazing time for Smash Brothers for myself. Mid-year was still good, you know, but the later half, it just became more of like a personal battle, trying to balance Smash Brothers and outside life. And, you know, I've been hinting at things going on with my family, you know, medical things, not for myself, but for someone I care deeply about. And a huge change has now drastically altered the way my life is outside of Smash. And I have to be responsible and attend to that too. But see, most people don't understand or care to know about the story behind players' lives, which I feel like is very important in becoming a content creator, because you can put yourself out there the way I am, the way I have done in previous videos, and try to give people that other side, you know, of the story. So while I did do bad at those, you know, tournaments, not to take away from anything that, you know, my opponents did, congrats, you know, for winning and moving forward. But, you know, personally myself, I didn't want to attend those events because I knew ahead of time that I wasn't going to perform the way I wanted to, but I did it for my fans. And while my fans had my back at the end of the day, some people didn't. And that backlash actually hurt a lot. And it's something, you know, I'm a very confident guy. I handle criticism well, but in a sense I kind of felt betrayed by like some of the community, and so that didn't sit well with me, and I just I just took a break to try to focus on real life and content creation. While I still attended big tournaments, you didn't really see me at the locals, like the Smash Forevers and stuff here around New Jersey, and it pains me because I do like attending those events, but I felt a part of me just needed to take that step away for a moment. But this is my video now saying that I'm ready to start going back to local events, because I've always gone to them as I was coming up in Smash, and I feel like personally, as one of Tri-State's, you know, better known players and best players, I feel like I need to go out, because if the best players of a region don't attend tournaments, you kind of hurt the region in a sense as to, you know, helping them improve or see where they stand and things like that. And I've been watching everybody in my region, and I see people getting better, and it's exciting because I always want this region to be strong. That's where my sights are so far, you know, in terms of what happened in 2015. And I don't think it was a bad year overall. I think it was more so of a learning experience and something to learn from. A part of, you know, all the struggles I had in 2015, there were some beautiful benefits that came with all the hard work I put in because of my, you know, brand building, content creation, my results, generally just everything that I worked towards. I was able to land a solid sponsorship with Counterlogic Gaming, the team of my choice, and I couldn't be happier with them, honestly. I can't see myself ever wanting to be signed by anybody aside from them. And so good came out of it. I got a Twitch subscription button and that also helped further my career. My YouTube, I started that up a little bit, you know, social media growth, things like that were very important to me, and I was able to take advantage of those and achieve my goals for that year, essentially. But now, moving on to 2016, I want to push myself forward, not only in terms of that area and department, but back to, you know, being focused on competing, because the stress that I was dealing with is starting to subside and things are getting better. They're not quite fully there yet because I'm still adapting, but 2016 I feel like it'd be a new fresh start into that positive beginning that I had with Smash 4 again, and I just want to give back more to my fans that have supported me throughout the entire year of 2015 and those who have been with me since Super Smash Bros. Brawl, especially when I was nothing. So guys, that's a little bit of the backstory of what 2015 was like for me as a Smash player. If you guys have any questions, ask in the comment section below. But thank you for watching. Stay blessed.